Welcome back, Dodecadorks. We're the 12-sided guys. We have Scott as Ornan.
At your service.
Sabrina as Cilvy.
Oh, hello.
Jordan as Mogrim.
You're most welcome.
Matt as Guy.
That is my name. Don't wear it out.
And me, Paul, as the guy who didn't bother doing any extra research on underwater stuff before this session. I think I got it. I mean, you are listening to a former life scout with the oceanography merit badge, so I'm not too worried. Here, let me spit out some water knowledge.
What the hell is a life scout?
Is the rank
It means I didn't make it to Eagle.
Oh, I didn't know there was something in between. Nice, okay.
Yeah, it means I got my Life Scout badge when I was 14, and then all of a sudden, other things got much more interesting. Anyway, well,
Didn't you also, just to add to your cred, didn't you get the oceanography merit badge at the actual ocean?
I did, sitting at a picnic table on the other side of the dunes where I couldn't actually see the ocean. You're right. Here, let me spit out some water knowledge to show you I know what I'm talking about. Contrary to popular belief, the animal dolphins are not fish, even though they have gills and can totally breathe underwater. And they can communicate with squeaks and gurgles. And I saw a documentary one time where they built a machine to decode the dolphin language, and they could talk to a dolphin who called himself Darwin, and he lived on a submarine. He was
With
on
Jonathan Brandis.
He was on some kind of quest, I think, like a sea quest.
DSV.
If that technology was readily available, we'd probably have some dolphins in our Discord chat right now. All listening should join the Discord too. Dolphins would, so you should too. Also, if dolphins could use a mouse, they would totally rate us 5 stars, even though they would think it was 5 starfish. Silly dolphins. But while I'm thinking about it, why don't you go rate us 5 stars? I mean, starfish, right now. Do it for the dolphins. Anyway, if one other cool underwater fact that you know is that dolphins hate aliens, then this podcast is for you. It's Chorus of the Forsaken, episode 44.
I was fully expecting a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles underwater level reference.
Oh, yeah. I did that one before, but we're talking about dolphins.
That's true.
Why are we calling them dolphins?
Because Paul knows so much about the ocean.
Isn't that what they're called? Dolphins. Kind of like, you got dolphins in the water, you got woofs out on land running through the forest.
It's science.
Why am I filled with such loathing right now?
Also, last week, we saw a giant sea eel.
We did see a sea eel.
A sea eel.
All right.
Hey, Delar. How's it going, buddy? Are you liking it where you're at? Cilvy says hi.
Hi, Cilvy, and hi, Pranciful, and hi, Mogrim and Ornan. Tell Mogrim I've been saving my urine just like he said to.
Oh, my God.
I bet you're so popular on that boat. Anyway, I'm sure you've arrived at the big city by now. We're actually not that far away. We've been coming down the river too. Gonna head up into Pithrian Barony next door.
Yeah, we're here behind the big dark walls in the big quiet city.
We passed Whitaker Bend the other day. That's where one of the ships in your fleet sank. We stopped for the night at the little town there. I wonder if it's about the size of where you're from in Knuckle Creek.
Whitaker Bend was way more fun than Knuckle Creek. I didn't have to pull a single weed, not like back home. I just got to explore with Lil Bim and Tarny.
Lil Bim and Tarny? Oh, you'll never guess what happened there. Ornan got a sweetheart. Ornan's a brewer, right? So he makes adult beverages. There's apparently a famous brewery in Whitaker Bend, and when Ornan went to see their operation, he hit it off with one of the sisters that runs the place. Then after dinner at the little inn there, he went back to her place for the night. So you know he probably played cards until late and then had a yummy breakfast.
I got to try a sip of Sogs and Sisters ale. It was terrible.
Oh, we also saw Tobias, remember him? We traveled with him from Baragrad to Redlam. Anyway, he's taking the Aeonian church people from Redlum as prisoners back to their High Costerian Pope guy. Apparently, they got into a fight with the Redlum City Watch and a bunch of lamplighters were killed. Bonkers, right?
Some of these warriors from Redlum are pretty tough. I'm glad they won the fight.
Oh, that was really serious.
Yeah, that one was serious. Yeah. Okay, he just can't become a caricature. He's still a character, not a caricature.
The kids say the most off-the-wall things, though.
Oh,
so
I know.
So yeah, we're parked out on the lake right now, on our new boat. We call it Lady Hawk because it's rad as hell. All get out. Tomorrow we're going to take a break from travel to do some swimming. Cilvy found out about something that could be really cool in the lake, so we're going to take a peek.
The lake was spooky as heck. All get out. No sound, no wind, just mist. I don't like it, but the city is even spookier.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you're safe. Are you eating well? Have you made any friends? How's that kid who threw up corn? Is he doing okay? I want to hear everything.
I'm eating okay. The Baron has me tasting all his food to make sure it's not too hot or too cold or something. So far, it's all been really good.
Jesus Christ, we sold it. Oh my God, you guys.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you later, little man.
Bye, Guy. Give Pranciful a snuggle for me.
Wow. That was incredible.
That was pretty good, guys.
Oh my
Shipped him
gosh.
off on a boat to taste food for a rich dude.
Okay, everybody, I have good news. Dilar's doing well. They're feeding him really well, apparently. He's eating from the Baron's own plate.
Oh, that's nice. Very lucky boy, that boy.
Right, they only feed the Baron the best stuff, and they're feeding it to Dilar, too.
Wow.
So generous.
I think we made the right decision.
The right decision. The right decision. All right. Well, we are aboard the Lady Hawk, floating above.
Such a terrible name.
What?
Floating above the top of this round tower building structure of some sort. This top of this tower or building is about 10 feet below the surface of the lake. As Cilvy was swimming around, she did see a hole in the roof where it seemed like all the mist was pouring out of. There are lake plants like the grass and the reeds and things that grow, the mucky stuff at the bottom of the lake or at the bottom of a pond growing. Yeah, sure. Growing all over growing all over the top of this tower. Everyone has now gotten back up onto the keelboat, including Dainen, who was for a moment a giant sea eel and is now
The
her normal
cutest sea
self.
eel you've ever seen.
It is the cutest sea eel. Dainen is now as well back up on the ship aboard the Lady Hawk, and we have Ornan, Cilvy, Magram, and Guy, as well as all of the animals, Dainen and Prelate Annalise. I believe last thing that we did was anchor up to keep the boat from moving so you could stay here above this structure to decide what you're going to do next.
I think we found it, everyone. Do we want to poke around, or is it maybe a little too dangerous? Dilar was saying the inside of the city is extremely spooky, and it looks like a lot of this mist may be originating from this tower itself.
Sounds like we should check it out and see if we can dispel some spookiness. I did feel a little bit cheated after not having a haunted tower or basement.
It's true, but is this our job? I mean,
Prelate Annalise is shaking her head. She's going, no, this is definitely not our job.
No, it's not our job, but consider this. We don't really even know what our job is, so maybe it's our job.
We're not getting paid to find the dream team. That's not really a job either.
No, that's a calling.
Well, but this is a calling too. I saw this light shine all the way over here, and that was a calling. This seems pretty cool.
Cilvy, you basically saw a flyer in a foreign language for a party. Like,
Yeah. A calling.
And here she is.
Sorry that you don't see the signs, Guy.
well, here's the deal. We obviously have to stay the night, right? It's dark. It's too dark to navigate the lake with any safety. or accuracy, so we may as well check it out, but if it gets to be really dangerous, we'll need to cut and run.
Dainen is looking over the edge and she's examining the mist. You can see that she's thinking about something, and she turns around and says to all of you, if this is where the mist is originating from, it seems unnatural, and yet this mist...
And yet it feels oh so right, am I right?
It feels natural. This doesn't feel like the unnatural nature, like your jib jab that they created. This feels natural in an unnatural way, as opposed to being unnatural in a natural way.
I don't follow at all.
Okay, all right. Huh.
I'm speaking in circles.
It must be a druid thing. Does it make more sense if you're speaking your secret druidic language? That's right. I know there's a secret druidic language.
She's like, there's no secret druidic language. And then she looks into her collar of her shirt. She's like, he knows. By the way, I have to go now. She turns into a giant sea eel and swims away.
Oh.
It's natural in an unnatural way as opposed to being unnatural in a natural way, correct?
Yes. She says,
I
let me
am still
explain.
confused, but okay.
So there's a method and a result, and they're flipped.
Yes. Animals acting wild and attacking each other for no reason is unnatural, even though it's a natural behavior. This mist should not be here, and yet it is the source seems to be natural is the wrong word. I can't explain it, but this does not feel, and she thinks about it for a second. This doesn't feel wrong.
It's supposed to be here.
Ah, so like I was saying, it might be weird, but it feels so right, you know?
Okay, yes, Malcolm, this time we'll acknowledge you. Yep.
Yeah, all right. There we go.
Wisdom.
Does it feel natural just because it's been this way for so long? Like we just accept it? Or...
She kind of leans over the gunnel, or I guess the railing. This isn't like a big ship, so she just kind of leans over the side, and she kind of waves her hand like through the mist along the top of the water, and she pulls her hand back up and she looks at it front and back. She says, "It's just fog. It's just mist." And then she's like, "No ulterior violence, no anger, no wrath, no nothing. Just mist and fog."
At least not here on the surface. Who knows what's waiting for us down in that structure? I'm gonna go. I mean, obviously I'm gonna go, but I just want everybody to be aware that I am a little worried about going down there.
I agree that this isn't the biggest priority. We can definitely cut and run if we need to, but I mean, a glowing light pointing to the middle of a lake, you're gonna tell me we're not gonna Scooby-Doo that out? Come on.
I've already got my shirt off, and I'm ready to go back.
Hey, Paul, since I have a swim speed,
Yeah.
does that mean that I could wear my armor without impediment?
Yes.
I'm gonna put my armor back on.
Dainen looks at you all and she says, being underwater, this time of year, this elevation, this temperature, it will sap your strength unless we can figure out a way to stay warm the deeper we go.
I have this ability to turn my sword on fire and swing it around once every 6 seconds. Would that keep us warm?
She thinks about it for a second, and then she holds up her hand and a little flame appears in her hand. And she says, I think if you stay close to me, that this should be enough.
Since it's magic fire, it won't go out when we're underwater?
It shouldn't. To be fair, I've never tried it before, but it shouldn't, because nature wills it into being, and...
So what fuel does it use underwater?
It's naturally unnatural.
Or is this one unnaturally natural? They're just words to me. I don't get it.
She takes her hand and she sticks it underneath the water, and you hear like some hissing and like popping, but it's the heat of the fire hitting the water, but the fire doesn't go out. He just kind of glows under the surface. And she raises her head back up. She says, well, I guess it works.
Yeah, I think mechanically in D&D, anything that's totally submerged has resistance to fire damage, but isn't immune to it. And fire doesn't necessarily get extinguished from magical sources because it can still damage underwater.
Yes. You can still cast a fireball underwater. It's just not going to be nearly as effective.
Oh, hell
You can cast Flaming Sphere underwater if you want to as well. It's just going to be less effective.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I think we should. I don't even know who or what we would cast that, but we should do that.
Do you have that spell?
You never know when you might need to cast something, a flaming something.
All right, I'm ready to go.
Here I go. Splash.
Oh, you guys are just jumping right in. Cool. All right, Dainen jumps in as well after you.
I guess should I come with you guys this time? I guess I come with you, right?
Yeah, but that big black jacket might weigh you down a little bit. You may leave that behind.
But it looks so cool. Okay, fine.
Strip.
So Ornan still is just in... He took his armor off and he's just in his pants and left his backpack on the boat as well.
Okay.
Yeah, what color are Mogram's skivvies?
Black leather. I'm a little bit surprised you even had to ask that.
Again, I believe that Mogram is just wearing Lae'zel's underwear from Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
It's basically a leather harness.
But it looks so good.
All right. As you guys are jumping in the water, you can feel the cold. You guys were in. Some of you were in here just a second ago. And as you jump back in, you feel that cold seeping back in. You can see that it would definitely, it would wear you out quickly. As you jump in though, and you swim kind of closer to Dainen, you can feel that warmth coming off of her. So I'm going to tell you guys how this is going to work. I'm going to give her an aura. There is a 15-foot aura around her that I can see, but you cannot see. Okay? So, you guys can't see that, right?
I think I'm going to need to activate a flare as well. And with the white phosphorus, I think the theory is that it can burn almost in any circumstance, even in water.
Oh, yes. For sure. Yeah.
Hey, guys, I just realized something. In French, 10 is 10. And 19 is 19.
That's true.
19.
Also, can we
it definitely
establish, does communicate with small beasts mean I can kind of communicate with fishes and stuff to some extent? Just with vibes?
You can control them, can't you?
You can control them with your fishing rod.
Yeah, but you can only that only has 3 charges. So I was just saying as far as communication, if I just want to give vibes to fish, I feel like I could do that.
Potentially, yes. I think you probably could.
Smaller beasts.
I didn't know we had Aquaman with us.
Give vibes to fish, really put the riz on those fish.
So real quick, Cilvy, tell me about your fishing rod. What can you tell me that power?
Tell us about that rod.
The rod is, let's see, what does it say? It's the Trident of Fish command. So it has 3 charges. You can use it to dominate a beast that has an innate swimming speed.
Oh, yeah.
Dominate one at a time.
Dominate me. Sorry.
Wait. Can you dominate Guy?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he makes a DC 15 because he has an intelligence.
I'm not a beast.
Oh, fine.
Okay.
Although I have been called a beast.
Okay, so we will say for this purpose, I know you've been using it to catch fish and stuff. That's story-wise. We'll say for
beast
this
in
purpose.
The sheets.
That was clear.
Well, no, I was talking about I'm talking about
no,
my...
I know. I'm just trying to get this. I'm just trying to get this the fishing pole sorted out so that because that might be something you might decide to do. We'll say that you have all 3 charges of your fishing rod.
Oh, cool.
All right, and then you communicate with small animals. Is that how that?
I feel like that should count as fish.
So
beast.
Small, but they have to be small. So anything medium or bigger, it's not going to work.
I'm talking to dolphins. We already know we got to eat with those guys.
It's pronounced dolphin.
Sorry, I'm not a marine biologist like you.
Oh, just an oceanographer.
Yes, you are
Oceanology.
Oceanology. I will have left my book with my cloak on the boat.
Yeah, Prela Annalise is not going. She has decided she's going to stay up on the ship, make sure the horses are okay and the animals. And also she's going to watch the rope to make sure that the anchor stays put and that nothing happens with the boat. And no insight check needed. She does not want to go in that dark, dark water.
I don't blame you.
Okay, so it's everybody in the water who's going to go. We have Guy, Magram, Cilvy, Ornan, and Dainen. Everyone make perception checks as you get out into the water and you're starting to swim over.
Principal staying on the boat.
This structure.
Ornan got a 6.
Guy got a 17.
Magram got a 12.
Cilvy got a 4.
Magram and Guy, as you guys are swimming out towards the structure, thanks to the white phosphorus glow coming off of the flare that Magram has, Guy and Magram, at the same time, you notice something swimming towards you. You see a very large, we're talking 5 feet long, this silvery gray fish with these big eyes and these sharp teeth. If you were anywhere other than a lake, you would say this is a barracuda. Anyway, this fish is coming and swimming towards you, and it doesn't seem like it's coming to attack you, but it is definitely coming to investigate.
And I'll turn to everybody else and say,
Got it. Oh, sorry.
Communication is going to be hard down here as well.
I'll point to the barracuda. Yeah. Sorry, the non-barracuda, the freshwater barracuda, and then point to Cilvy and be like, shrug.
If it seemed like Cilvy only got a 4 on perception, so Cilvy's just kind of gonna give a thumbs up and be like, it seems not aggressive.
They have pointed this thing out to you. Okay.
Should I do Can I do an investigation to see if it's gonna fight us as long as?
That'd be like a nature check.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Or survival.
I'll do a survival check.
All right. I got an 18 nature.
Ornan got a 21 survival.
This is a predator. This is definitely a predator fish. It is a medium-sized fish, so not quite man-sized, but not. It's bigger than Ornan and Cilvy, at least bulk-wise.
Oh, and fish are dumb too, so it'll just try to eat anything, huh?
If it comes within 5 feet of me, Ornan's gonna whack it in the nose with his stump.
Yeah, let's just all try to stay together for now. Cilvy's just gonna kind of try to corral everybody together, so that way we look like a big group. Don't want to mess with us.
Dainen is starting to move. This fish is circling around. It's kind of, you notice it is venturing into kind of the warmth of the produced flames and then kind of swimming out again.
Sorry, I peed right there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, Ornan, this is one of those lakes where you get a parasite up your wang.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
As you guys are swimming around, you suddenly see a second barracuda type fish begins to approach.
Oh man.
Oh, they're a family.
And then you see a third.
Okay, these might be a problem at this point.
And baby makes 3.
With your nature check, you would know that these are. You would know that these are naturally occurring creatures. These would be beasts. These would not be a monstrosity or anything.
Well, I can turn them away if they get intense, but honestly, at this point, I think we should try to delve a little deeper.
Yeah, I'm wondering what Dainen's doing, because these are obviously threatening creatures, and she's like, but I love animals.
She is keeping she's watching them. She's keeping a wary eye on them, but she has not made any move to attack them at all.
Okay, I'm gonna try to scare them away.
I'm gonna look to see what spells she's got.
Yeah, if one of them gets within arm's reach, Ornan's gonna whack it in the nose.
Yeah, if they're doing anything obviously aggressive, or if a bunch more show up, but honestly at this point I'd like to just kind of see where this tower goes.
Fish are friends, not food.
And produce flame is not a concentration spell, correct? I don't think it is. I think it just lasts for 10 minutes. Yeah,
right. Because you can just cast it and throw it as your cantrip.
Yep. Yeah. So it is not concentration.
Why are we so afraid of killing 3 fish?
But they're creepy looking. Look how creepy they look.
All right, Dainen is going to just kind of motion you guys down into the hole.
All right, Ornan will swim in.
Gee's going in the hole.
I'm more worried that if we kill them, that it's going to draw other fish, like the blood frenzy.
As you guys dive down through the hole, you can see that the mist and the fog is like billowing out of this hole in the top of this structure, this tower, whatever it is. You guys don't move right now. You guys swim down and you are immediately in like this chamber. It's about a 20 foot by 20 foot chamber with archways. It's a square chamber and there's an archway on each side. You can see that to the north and to the south with the light of the phosphorus flare. You can see that there are stairs that go down on the north and on the south. And on the east and the west, the archways open up into some kind of a chamber. But the tower or the structure is not very large at this point. So on the left, it looks like there's only about like a 15-foot chamber until you get to the outside rounded wall. And same thing on the east side. It's like a 15-foot chamber, and then you get to the outside wall. You can't see anything really in the chambers, just what you can see through those archways. But you can see that it looks like there is some old, like rotten furniture, some wood is lying around on the floor. You can see that in one of the chambers on one side, you can see an old beat up like fireplace that has since like just crumbled and it's covered in like the seagrass and things. And also on the west side, it almost looks like, if you're thinking about it, these almost look like mirror images of each other on the east side and the west side.
So some of this underwater grass brushes against Gee's leg and he's done.
Honestly, same.
All right. You can also see that if as you're looking out of the archway into the eastern chamber and the western chamber, on the wall at the far end of the chambers, you see matching rose windows, these round windows. It looks like at one point they probably had glass in them and they were very decorative, but it looks like they have no glass in them now. But you can see that there are these decorative rose windows, and that is where you're at. So where you are, one last thing that you see in this chamber, you see an anchor. This anchor is old. You can tell it's old because it's covered in like rust and it has like a patina to it. So it must have some like brass or bronze in it of some kind. As you look at this anchor, you can see that there is also like coiled up rope around it, like kind of not like coiled, like carefully coiled, but like rope has fallen down and you can see that the end of the rope has been cut. But it's also very, very old.
Okay, I thought you were saying that somebody put like a rope handle on it so that they could swing it around like a weapon. Like that one guy from Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes. All right, well, that is where you are at right now in this room. Nobody has moved yet. You guys have just kind of come down into this chamber. It's a 20 foot by 20 foot chamber. Archway north and south lead to stairs going down further in. East and west opens up into some chambers. What do you guys want to do?
Is there any sense of like current or where the steam or fog might be coming from? Like any bubbles or movement of the water?
It looks like the steam or the fog and mist is coming from further down the stairs.
Okay, well, Cilvy will start scooting that way then.
You're going to go downstairs. You're not going to explore these other rooms. Make perception checks real quick.
Yeah, I want to take a peek around up here.
I don't know. I feel like I got limited breath. I want to know what's going on.
No, we have 24 hours of breath.
Well, I meant warmth, I guess. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, warmth. Yeah.
Dainen can recast the spell every 10 minutes. So you guys have to stay close to her and then you're okay. Oh, I was going to say, I didn't explain the rules. If you get too far away from her, like if we end up in initiative order for some reason, I don't know why we do that, but if we do, and you are without her radius, you will have to make Constitution saves. And if you fail your Constitution saves, then you will start taking cold damage.
All right.
Deal?
I guess. Guy got a 17 on his perception check.
Ornan got a 7.
Cilvy got a 9.
Mogram got a 13.
As you guys are in this chamber trying to kind of get your bearings, I imagine that, Guy, you start to swim towards one of these archways on the east or the west, and you see just the ripple of movement as you go close to the archway, and something moves kind of in your line of sight and then out of your line of sight. With your perception check of 17, you catch a glimpse of a long body, similar in length to the barracudas that you saw up above, except for scales are incredibly thick. Teeth are very, very sharp. This is, if the barracudas up above were a predator, this is an apex predator down here. It looks like the scales are thick to the point of being armor.
Well, great. I'm going to go ahead and launch an arcane blast toward it to try to scare it away.
Okay.
I'm not trying to hit it. I'm just launching a amber crow and a blue orb toward it.
Toward it. Okay. Why don't you make an intimidation check?
I imagine that the Queen's Scepter doesn't help me with this.
No, I don't think so. Not with this.
Okay. So I got a +7, but I only rolled it at 1, so it's an 8.
Oh no.
Okay, as this amber crow and blue orb go whistling, you can hear it steaming like through the air as it collides with the wall. Suddenly, everyone can see this creature as it swims into view, and we are going to roll initiative.
Wait, you just said that we might have to roll initiative, Paul. You're like prescient.
How did you know?
Oh my goodness.
He's like Paul Atreides.
You've been using the spice.
Oh my gosh, you guys are funny.
The spice is what Paul calls a really, really hot fart.
Oh, man.
Heck.
Malgrim got a 17 on his initiative.
Ornan rolled an 18.
Cilvy rolled a 21.
Guy got a 13.
Her initiative is going to be 15.
Oh, we all get to go before this fish guy.
Nice.
All right, this shell shark comes swimming into view, and we are going to go to the top of the round with Cilvy. I did not name this creature, believe it or not. This is its actual name.
Is this a D&D monster?
I'll tell you what module it's from. Let me see here. References. Shell.
Isn't
It's from Ghosts of Saltmarsh.
Okay, that's
Okay.
the fishing in the boat one. Yeah.
Yes. And the token that they give you, the picture of the actual creature is much more sharkish than this. This is like I did an AI check for mutated sea bass.
Nice.
All right, Cilvy, it is your turn. There is a shell shark in your view. First off, why don't you make a nature check before you do anything?
Okay, a nature check that is going to... Oh my god. That was a nat 1 for 5.
Cool. Scary. Fish.
Fish. All right, Cilvy's going to whip out her fishing rod and point it at it and try to, dominate it, I guess. So
Okay.
he's got to make a wisdom 15.
Wisdom 15. He's got a +0 to this roll.
I was hoping that was the case.
That is a natural 2.
Yes, we have a friend.
Okay.
This shell shark is now dominated.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Modern would be down for that.
Wait, how long does it last?
So he is charmed for up to 1 minute.
Does he get to make the
that's
check
it?
again
Oh.
every turn?
Let's see. While he's charmed, you have telepathic link as long as you're on the same plane of existence. So until your next turn, the creature only takes actions you choose and doesn't do anything that you don't allow it to do.
Okay. This shell shark stops and just swims in place.
Cue victory music?
Did somebody say victory music? Because it wasn't me. Hey, Ornan, what do you want to do with your turn?
Ornan looks from Cilvy to the fish and shrugs. I don't know that I can do much else. If anything comes aggressively, actually, here's what I'll do. Ornan will move next to Cilvy, just swim north just a little bit. And if anything like aggressively comes towards us, I will attack it.
Okay, so you're gonna set up you're gonna prepare an attack as your reaction. Okay, Mogram, it is your turn. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I think I'm going to prepare. I don't know the rules on preparing a spell. Do you burn the spell slot now regardless?
You do. If you prepare a spell, it even if you don't end up casting it, the spell slot is gone.
Well,
Think of it more like you're casting it and then you release it when you want to.
Got it. That sucks. So
Like
I
a
will
fart.
not. Like a fart. Right.
Wait, you have control of when those launch? Are you saying-
on a good day?
Are you saying Paul could control the spice if he wanted to?
The spice must flow.
The spice melange. I think, okay, well, I will not prepare it as a spell. I'll just prepare a white phosphorus cantrip. So I'll, in the water, I kind of pull out my hand crossbow and take one of the little vials of white phosphorus and kind of pull it back so I can slingshot it towards something through the water if I can, almost like a harpoon.
Okay.
But I will do that in case there's anything else that shows up, kind of taking a cue from everybody else if we start attacking things.
All right. Very good. And then it is Dainen's turn. Dainen is going to look around at all of you, and she with one hand, she's holding the flame to keep you all warm, and then with the other hand, she points out of each of the different archways, and she has kind of a look of concern on her face. Not panic, but she's trying to tell you something, and if you guys can make an insight 10 check, then you guys can understand what she's trying to convey.
Cilvy rolled a 13.
Ornan got a 14.
Guy also got a 14.
I got an 11. I wasn't supposed to roll that with advantage, so ignore the second number.
Well, you guys all made it. You guys all get the distinct impression she knows what these are, and she's trying to convey we're surrounded. These are pack hunters, and so she's trying to warn you all that you guys are surrounded. That is her turn. All right, Guy, it is your turn now. You see this shark has been dominated in front of you. It just has stopped moving. All aggression is gone.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to communicate to Cilvy now, and I'll point to the shark, and then I'll point up through the opening, basically trying to communicate. Why don't you, since you have that shark, by the tail, why don't you send it up to go fight those barracudas?
Okay.
And I will prepare, knowing that we're surrounded, I will prepare to cast my arcane burst if I see another one of these sharks approach.
All right. That is going to now bring us to the shell shark's turn. This shell shark is going to swim in place and not do anything because it is waiting for Cilvy to command it, as another one comes launching around the corner through the archway towards Ornan and Guy. It is going to make two attacks.
Can we do our reactions since we saw it coming?
Yes, you can. Ornan gets to make one, Magram gets to make one, and Guy gets to make one.
Ornan got a 10 and a 12 for both of his attacks.
Those will both miss.
Okay.
Guy got an 18 and a 24.
Those will both hit.
Okay, so the blue orb does 7 force damage, and the amber crow does 6 force damage.
Okay,
Nice.
13 damage to this shell shark.
This shell shark will have to make a DC 15 dex save.
This shell shark is Jossum. Shell, made a natural
Oh my
16. It is going
Wait,
to
does it have
save.
rollerblades on?
Okay. So with this natural 16, my white phosphorus capsule launches and goes harmlessly past it out into the void.
Okay. We have got 2 attacks coming, one at Guy and one at Ornan. First at Guy, that is going to be an 18 to hit.
That's my AC.
Ouch.
Uh-oh. Whew. Okay, that is going to be 11 damage with this super sharp bite. And Ornan, does an 18 hit you?
An 18 will hit, yes.
That is going to be 11 damage.
Okay.
What the heck?
Minus 3.
Well, you are a heavy armor master, but you are
but I'm not wearing heavy armor. You're right. So 11 this
Naked.
time. Ah, my shorts.
All right. As that shark swims in to take a bite out of everyone, from behind you, a third shark enters the combat and is going to take 2 attacks, one at Magram and one at Cilvy. It only gets a +4 to these rolls, but it just had 2. The last one had 2 good rolls. Cilvy, does an 11 hit you?
No.
Okay. Magram,
Nice.
does a 22 hit you?
22 will hit.
I'm going to give it my crazy eyes. Hold on. And it has to re-roll that attack against Magram.
Okay. That's going to be a 20.
Will also hit.
I tried.
That is 10 piercing damage as this thing bites you. All right.
Ouch.
That is now going to be Cilvy's turn. Cilvy, you have one of these shell sharks is under your control, and you have 2 more that are attacking your party and you.
Okay, so I also forgot that Cilvy is telepathic, so she can at least send her thoughts to other people too, which is nice.
Nice.
But I am going to direct the shark that I am controlling to attack the shark that is in front of us right now.
Okay.
Right in front of Ornan.
Okay.
And I'm assuming, does that count as an action?
Yeah, you're going to have it attack that. Let's see.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll D20 2 times and add 4 to each roll.
All right, let's do this. All right, that was a 14 and then a 5.
Both of those will miss. That first one seems like it actually got a hold of the shark, but the scales are so thick. Okay. Anything else that Cilvy wants to do?
I looked up dominate monster, which you talk about it being dominated, and it looks like no action is required to issue the commands for that spell, at least.
Okay.
Nice.
Very cool.
Okay, cool.
Then what else do you want to do?
Oh, I have magic missile now, don't I?
I think you do.
Oh, hell yeah, I do. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do a level 2 magic missile here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do it at the shark that was again in front of Ornan, the one that I was kind of trying to attack before.
Okay, perfect. Well, go ahead and roll some damage.
Okay. So that is 5 damage to that little dude.
At second level?
Oh wait, that was the first level. Well,
Oh no, that's the max damage for each of the darts. So that's 4 darts times 5. That's 20 damage.
That's 20 damage.
oh, nice. I didn't realize. Okay. Oh, sick. Okay, cool.
And you roll once, and then all the darts do that damage. And I think you roll 4.
Oh.
You do 4 darts at this level.
That's not how Baldur's Gate works. That makes sense. Okay, cool.
All right. As those darts hit this shark, what does it look like as the shark is destroyed?
He turns belly up, making a little bit of sushi.
All right, nice. Some red mist starts to fill the water around you. Ornan, it's now your turn.
Ripster. Sorry, that was one of the street sharks' name. Ornan's gonna swim to the other side of Cilvy and try to attack the shark that's right there.
Okay, perfect.
The first one is a nat 1,
That one will miss.
and the second one is a 19,
That one will hit.
dealing 7 damage.
Okay.
That will be my turn.
Okay. Magram, it's your turn. This shark has taken a bite out of you. It is still right there. Ornan's come to help you out. What are you going to do?
I think maybe I will start by. Has it had any damage yet? Nothing's hit it yet.
No, it has now. It's had 7 damage from Ornan just now.
Okay, cool. I will then try to launch one of my Hemexton venom darts in this at this thing, almost like a little harpoon. So it'll need to do a DC 15 Wisdom save.
It rolled a natural 17. It made it.
I
Hi,
hate
Ishmael.
everything about these things. Okay, and okay. I think that's it for now. Honestly, yeah. I think that's all I'm gonna do for now.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense that Magram would be Ishmael because he wasn't the harpooner. Queequeg was the harpooner.
All right. Well, it is now Dainen's turn. She is going to. She has her flame in her left hand. Looks like she's about to throw it, and instead she kind of shakes her hand and she whips out her hand towards this shark, and a vine comes shooting out of her hand to hit the shark, and it is going to be +7 to this roll. is going to be, a natural 1. Something about the water is just like she doesn't aim it right, and this thorn whip goes right past the shell shark and misses. Guy, what are you going to do?
So Guy's going to swim up between Magram and Dainen, and actually going to swim right next to this last shark. And Guy is going to cast Investiture of the Void and surround himself with this kind of sheen, a little bit of a sheen, and have 20 temporary hit points and do damage to enemies when they hit him.
Okay, well, fantastic. It is now this shark's turn. So this shark has now 4 targets to choose from, and it's going to take 2 bites. The first bite is going to go against Magram. The second bite is going to go against Ornan. Okay.
Why not Guy?
I rolled it randomly. Magram.
I can take it. We're good.
Does a 12 hit you?
It does not.
Ornan, does an 18 hit you?
An 18 hits, yes.
That is going to be 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
These things roll 2d10 plus 2 piercing damage.
Wow.
And it only rolled 6. All right. That is this shell shark's turn. Now, should the shell shark that's dominated, should it be making saves every round?
Only when it takes damage.
Okay. It has not taken any damage yet. Cilvy, it is your turn.
All right.
And remember that since you are underwater, you're not limited by 2 dimensions. You can go up and over and all of that. You can be swimming, especially a shark, which is naturally swimming anyway.
Nice. Well, I'm going to direct my shark to go attack that other shark.
Perfect.
2 d20s?
Yep. That's going to be a 16 is going to miss, and a 10 is going to miss.
Rude. Okay, well, then I'm going to magic missile this guy again. Let's see. Let's do another level 2. I think that's fine. All right, so that was 4 times... Wait, 4, right? So 16?
I think 16 damage, yes. Nice.
Unless you did it at first level. First level is only 3 darts.
No, I did second.
Okay, very good. This thing is bleeding from wounds, but it is not dead. Ornan, what are you going to do? This thing has bit you now. You've been bit by these sharks a few times.
Yep. I'm going to keep swinging.
Okay.
A 15 to hit.
Nope. That will miss.
And a 12 to hit.
That will
also,
miss.
what are you attacking with? Because does your war pick, does that work? Underwater?
It's piercing.
Oh, you're right. That's the limitation.
Yeah, so the limitation with melee is piercing damage doesn't have disadvantage. But if I use the bludgeoning side, then I would. So
yeah, Dainen was going to do Shillelagh's attack with her quarterstaff, and that's why. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's not as good. Okay.
Yeah, so I am gonna somehow. Ornan, reaches in his pocket, fishes out a flask of mycelium mead, puts his mouth over it, and
yes,
most of it just kind of spills into the water around him, but he does get a little bit of a taste.
Nice. And heals yourself for how much?
For 8 healing.
Okay.
Oh, you rolled a 1 on that. I'm so sorry.
Jeez,
right.
dude.
Magram,
Yeah, I'm having real bad rolls today so far.
Well, Magram, it's your turn. You have a bloody shark in front of you.
Gosh. All right, that bloody shark in front of me, I am going to pull out a small little packet bandolier that's glowing weirdly in the light here, and I'm going to launch some irradiated crossbow darts at that thing underwater.
Nice.
So a 23 to hit,
That will hit.
and that will do, no way, 7 damage on a 4d6.
1, 1, 3, 2. Oh my gosh.
That's impressive. It's incredible.
You gotta be kidding me, man. Roll 20 is broken. Roll 20 is broken, guys.
We need to refresh the browser.
All right. Let's see. Let me come over here. 7 damage, you said? This thing is so rough, but it is still alive. Dainen, it's her turn. She's going to try again to hit with that thorn whip. She's got to get she's got to get an 8 or no. She's got to get an 11 or higher on this roll.
Does she have advantage on this roll because of the irradiated darts? Irradiated darts.
Oh, she does, doesn't she? She still misses. The thorn whip goes wide again, which brings us now to Guy.
Oof. All right. Guy is going to send some more arcane bursts at this last shark. So let's see if I can kill it off. The blue orb was an 18 and the amber crow was a 23.
They both hit. There's no way you can't kill this thing now.
Yeah, 20 damage total.
Yeah, it only had 2 hit points left. Boom! What happens to this shark?
Sashimi, I guess.
Awesome. There is now sashimi floating around you. The red, misty blood in the water is mixing with the mist and fog coming up from the staircases, and we are going to cue victory music.
Huzzah! Cilvy's gonna tell that fish to go up and attack the barracudas up top.
Oh, nice.
You send the shark to go up and attack the barracudas, and you hear, and you can kind of hear like the sound of thrashing water and stuff coming through the hole, and then after a while, it is quiet, but after not too long, you see Dainen is her eyes are closed and she is doing some sort of ritual or some sort of spell, as then 4 more barracuda come swimming down into this chamber as she has summoned animals.
Oh, nice.
Or conjured animals. So you now have 4 barracudas, which have the stats of reef sharks.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Very cool. All right.
She can do 4.
I was doing that too, but I said jug.
I mean, jugs are good.
So Dainen looks at you all and she holds up her one finger. And you guys all kind of get the impression that these fish will be here to help you for 1 hour.
Cilvy's going to telepathically say, where do we need to go now, guys?
I'm going to point to my bandage case and look at each of you and kind of shrug, and you will get the impression of like, do you need bandaging? Do you need medicine? How's everybody doing?
Guy will shake his head. He's fine.
Ornan pulls a tooth out of his side, one of the shark teeth, and he shakes his head, gives a thumbs up.
Turns it into a necklace.
I was just going to say, he gets out some hemp and he makes himself a hemp shark tooth necklace.
Shells.
I'm going to send this back to Kino.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's really sweet, actually. I like that a lot. All right, very cool. So, so it looks like everybody's good with healing, it sounds like. So you have 4 of these barracuda and Dainen, and you are here in this tower. It looks like the fog and mist are coming from down the stairs. As you are swimming around and looking around, you see that everything in here is just destroyed, either with age or with water or some kind of combination of both. You can see that there are the very, very vaguest remnants of like table and chairs, but they've been overcome with plants this is there's nothing of value that you guys can actually see here on this top floor.
All right. So I'll point down to like the southern stairs. That's where Dainen's at, and we all want to stay close to Dainen.
All right, let's keep swimming.
Yep. All right.
Oh, if we grab onto one of the barracuda, would they be like a little like one of those underwater you know what I'm talking about? The like underwater personal propulsion devices?
Yes, I do.
Can we ride a barracuda?
You can, I think. They kind of like, they're just kind of along for the ride. They'll kind of do what Dainen tells them to do, and they start swimming around in circles. There are 2 staircases. Which one do you want to go down? The one going north or the one going south?
I pointed to the one to the south, if that's what we want to do.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, let's roll tide.
You move down the stairs into another chamber. This one has, it looks like as you've gone down, the diameter of the building has gotten wider. So it's not like a straight tower, a straight circular tower. It's almost like maybe more like a cone as it goes down.
Like a ziggurat?
Potentially. Potentially, yes. You've come down into this room. This room is definitely longer east to west. It's only about 25 feet north to south, and east to west, it's a good 60 or 70 feet. It is full of these underwater plants. You can see there's a couple of columns holding up the roof above, and you see that there is an archway on the northern wall, kind of on the northeast wall. Again, you see all this old, broken down furniture. What do you guys want to do?
Swim around, explore, follow Dainen. Stay close to the fire.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Yes.
Dainen continues to move through the chambers. She moves through the archway, and in the archway, it leads into a small room. It's like probably 25 feet by 20 feet. And again, it's dominated by plants. There's an archway that leaves this room going further towards the center of the building. But you can see that there is this old statue in this room. And as you're looking at it, it looks like some sort of, it's hard to tell at first. In fact, why don't you guys make investigation checks?
Well, I can see across the room, too, that there's an identical statue across the way past these stairs.
You can, yes.
And I'm nervous that this is a never-ending story thing.
So we got a nat 1 investigation for an 8.
You guys are just killing it today.
Ornan got a 9.
Dude, Guy got a 16 with a +0.
Nice. Mogram got an 18.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Mogram and Guy, you guys are looking at this. I mean, they're overgrown with plants and things. But Mogram and Guy, you start to move some of the plants off of it. You can look at this structure. It looks like this statue is some sort of like sphinx or winged cat.
Dang it. Now I'm really afraid that this is a never-ending story thing.
And Guy, like you mentioned, as you look across, you can see that through this archway, it opens up into the center of this tower, and there is another spiral staircase heading down further into the tower. But across there's another archway opening up into another room. It looks like, again, a mirror image of this room that you're in. It looks like the window on the far wall is the same as the one behind you. You can see another statue, and it very well looks like it is another one of these Sphinx statues. These statues are not that big. They're like probably about the size of a lion, like a real life lion. So they're not like these huge statues like you've seen in other ancient ruins. These are more kind of life size or small, or maybe the people who made this tower originally, maybe they weren't as maybe wealthy as some of these other ruins you have been in before. But again, you see that there is a staircase that spirals down deeper into this structure. And as you investigate further, you can see that when you investigate the far room, there's another archway leading into a room at the north. And again, you can see there's stairs leading back up. It's like this room, or this floor has mirrored itself north and south and east and west.
All right. I'll very warily head toward the stairs, cautious of those Sphinx statues.
Okay. You see that the mist and the fog are coming up from the staircase. Why don't you make insight checks or something? You guys can do all these. You guys can do investigations and all that kind of stuff if you want to. You guys already did investigation checks, but you guys can do other checks as well while you're exploring.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a nat 20 for some insight.
Nice.
And Guy got an 18.
Mogram got a 23 for insight.
Ornan got an 11.
Okay. Mogram is very afraid of laser beams shooting out of these Sphinx's eyes. The rest of you recognize that these are totally mundane. There is nothing, you don't even need to pull out your toning rod or anything. There's nothing magical about these.
I wasted a nat 20 on that.
I'm pure in heart. I'm not worried about laser beams.
That's right.
Artax, don't give in to the nothing or whatever. I don't remember what it was. Dude, stop being sad, Artax.
You gotta, it's fight the sadness.
Fight the sadness.
Man.
Fight the sadness, Artax.
Dude, I saw like for a house plant, I saw like the Atreyu and Artax, like little pieces you bury in your house plant, like in the swamp of sorrow.
Wow.
I want one so bad.
All right. So it looks like down is the way to go. Dainen starts moving towards the staircase.
Yes, we're going down.
She looks back at you guys. All right. I'm going to copy you all over.
Don't forget our fish friends.
Yeah, and your fish.
Copy me all over, Paul.
The spiral staircase comes down quite a ways. It spirals and spirals and spirals, and then it opens up into this chamber. It looks like at this point, the tower or whatever this building that you're in has gotten much, much wider as you approach the base of this structure. You come out into this chamber that looks like it's about 20 feet by 20 feet. You can see the hallway going further north. You see there's archways along the hallway out to your left that open up into some rooms. You can see there's an archway leading down into some sort of a large open space to the south. So the directions you can go are south into the large open room, or you can go north along one of these more narrow hallways. But again, all you see are plants and grass and broken furniture, and you see metal that has rusted beyond recognition. It's hard to tell what these things were originally. What do you want to do? Where do you guys want to go?
Perhaps we head down? I'll just signal kind of south.
Yeah, where's like the kind of fog coming from? I think I just want to keep following that.
At this point, there is basically fog and mist all around you. You can't tell where it's coming from. It looks like it's been, at this point, it's pretty much dispersed equally right now because you don't see the source of it entering this room.
Oh, okay, well then, yeah, I'll just go with whatever Magram suggests.
So Magram, you start heading down towards the archway, and Cilvy, you are following behind because you both spoke up. And then we have Dainen, and we have Ornan and Guy.
Well, I just didn't speak up because I was going to just offer to go in front because I do have that extra temporary hit points and stuff.
Okay, well, Magram, make a perception check. Cilvy, make a perception check with disadvantage.
Ooh, I got a 17 for my perception check.
Ooh, I got a 2.
Nice.
All right. Magram, as you approach the archway, you hear what sounds... You know when you stick your head underwater, like if you're at the lake and you like pick up a big rock and you drop it and you can hear that like that sound? Like it doesn't sound like rocks hitting, it sounds like a click or something. Yeah, you hear some very faint like clicks or
dolphins.
You don't not and he's up on the tail and he is anyway. That was my Ace Ventura impression. Anyway, you don't spend a lot of time underwater, so determining what the sound actually is hard. But you hear the sound of like a click or something. You hear something coming from the room to the south.
Ooh, okay. I'll kind of like hold up my hand, like almost like to stop the troops a little bit, and then I'll point to my ears, just to let people know that like I'm hearing something.
Okay. Dainen nods, and then she looks over at the fish, the barracudas that came with you, and she points at one and points out of the archway, and one of the fish swims away from the other fish and goes out and into this chamber.
Oh man, we just sacrificed an innocent barracuda?
I've been trying to come up with a good pun for Phobos and Deimos with fish things, and I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Pisces and... I don't know.
Sagittarius? Which one is the crab one?
Cancer.
Well, Ursula's fish were Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yeah, it's Flotsam, Jetsam, Aquarius, and
meat sack.
and meat sack.
Pisces is fish.
And this one is meat sack. Oh yeah, Pisces is the fish. Jeez.
All right.
Yeah, Flotsam and Jetsam is not a bad one.
We're good at this.
You, all of you can then hear, as soon as the barracuda heads out into the chamber, after a few seconds, you hear thrashing going on. You can hear the turbulence of the water. And again, you hear more like clicking sounds and more sounds of things hitting. It's hard to describe what it is you're hearing, but you hear noise. Underwater, everything sounds distorted and weird.
Sylvia's going to say telepathically, maybe we should see what's up north?
Guy will nod and he'll lead the way, but not stray too far from Dainen.
Okay, yeah, Dainen will stay right behind you. Everyone kind of sticks around. The fish are also sticking right around Dainen.
I just want to do 20 damage to something that tries to attack me.
Yes. All right. As you guys head north, you can see that you reach the end of the hall, and you see that there is a small window at the end of the hall, but there is another hallway that branches off to the right, which would be further east. Along that hallway, you can see that there are more of these archways. It looks like at one point these were actually doorways, but the doors have long since rotted away and fallen in. You can see the remnants of the doors. But this hall then looks like it goes pretty much straight across to the east, all the way to the far side of this structure. You can tell because at the far side the wall is rounded and the stones look thicker. As you continue to move down the hall, Dainen following along behind, and the fish bringing up the rear, it opens up into a room. And what can you guys all see? Oh, you guys can see now.
I can see the edge of a token in there.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I can see some of the sketch.
Let me see. What? Where?
So there looks like there's a doorway from this edge room, this corner room, into the center of the building, and we see something that looks to have an arm and maybe a loincloth.
Let me do one thing. I'm gonna go look at the. I have to look at the.
He kind of looks like a growler or a growler from Pokemon. Like whatever was between Geodude and
Graveler.
Graveler, there we go.
As you
nice.
come around this corner, yes, you see that this room has an archway that opens up into the center of this building, but also you can see that there is a ton of fog and mist coming up from a staircase. In fact, it's so thick you almost don't see the staircase beneath you. It looks like you found a staircase heading further down into this structure, but you know that there is something in the room right through the archway. And you gather that probably it's the same chamber that earlier the Barracuda had gotten sent into and had not returned.
Guy will just motion down the stairs. We don't need to fight this thing.
Good job avoiding that chamber, guys.
All right. Dainen will follow.
Thank Dainen for sacrificing her pets for the cause.
Amen to that.
All right.
Hey, I sacrificed my pet.
Okay, here we go.
I would never sacrifice Prancival, but I have in the past.
You swim down the stairs. As you swim down the staircase, it opens up into a room. But this room is different than the ones up above. The rooms up above, even though it was dark and you're underwater, the walls had windows. This room does not have windows. It is 30 feet by 30 feet square with what looks like a hallway, a 10-foot wide hallway heading off to the west. And some of you can see far enough to see that it ends with what looks like a rock slide of some kind at the far end, but it looks like it might branch and have another hallway heading south. So it looks like you're in this room and there is a hallway to the west and potentially another passageway heading south out of that hallway. This room is full of mist and fog and underwater plants that have grown up between cracks. You see that moss and sludgy green stuff has covered the ground in here. And what are you guys going to do?
Start swimming down the hallway.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Okay. All right. You guys.
As we're going, Guy will think to Cilvy, Bobby was right. Fish don't smell underwater.
To be fair, I haven't cast Detect Thoughts because it only lasts for 60 seconds. So right now you can only hear my thoughts, but that's nice.
You can communicate telepathically with other people, but they can't communicate with you?
Yeah, I can cast Detect Thoughts, but it only lasts for 60 seconds. So I was holding on to that for a second.
Oh yeah, I won't do that to you. But I was making
The
a
fish
Bobby's World
don't
joke.
Stink. So. Underwater, the fish don't stink.
Wow. I only remember slap me with a wet noodle. That's all I remember from Bobby's World. As you swim down this hallway, you can see, yes, indeed, at the far end, looks like the ceiling has collapsed in. It is rocks and stones have covered the end of the hallway. It's covered in lichen and moss and green underwater grass. But there is a wider hallway heading south. It is 15 feet wide and it heads straight south. You can see that on either side there are 2 more archways, but they both have also collapsed in with rock and debris. And besides, what you see at the far end is way more interesting than a couple of collapsed pathways. You see a massive vault door.
Oh, yeah.
It is covered in
Gee, go pick that.
rust and grass. And you can see that it is very, very wide. And again, in this hallway, no windows. And the more you think about it, you think you must be underground at this point. Like maybe you've gone all the way to the bottom of this structure in the lake, and now you are actually underground in this lake.
So Guy, having heard Cilvy in his head saying, go pick it, Guy is going to smugly nod his head, point to himself, and point to that vault door, and he's going to swim down toward it.
Okay, Dainen's going to follow.
Yeah, let's all follow.
Is anybody going to help me pick this lock?
I'm gonna clap Guy on the back to give him a vote of confidence, so he has some extra inspiration going into this.
Okay, as you are looking at this lock, this is by far the most intricate lock you have ever tried to pick. It is massive. You can see that the tumblers inside are huge. The pins holding this door in place are massive and solid. And even after who knows how long, probably at least 100 years, probably longer than that, this building has, this lock has remained secure. If anyone wants to make a history check as well, you can try to determine how long potentially this building has been underwater. Go ahead, make a thieves' tools check, Guy, with a difficulty of 30.
You did that on purpose.
I hate you. I got a nat 20 for a 25. I can't pick this lock. Ugh.
Guy, as you're picking this lock, you're like, I've got this. I've got it figured out. But it's like there's too many tumblers. There's too many pins. You get one moving in the direction you want to, like on, was it Morrowind where you had to like, or was that Oblivion where you had to like tap up the pin and then it starts to fall back down. You have to go to the next one.
Yeah.
I just always just did the auto pick and I broke so many picks. But anyway, yeah, you can feel like you get one in place and you go to the next one and the other one slides back into place as you with your natural 20, you feel like if you just had a little more skill, you could have picked this lock.
Ouch. You mean twice as much skill?
You did your best, bud.
Even if I had expertise in this, I wouldn't be able to pick this lock.
This is a vault door. This is not, the butcher's back door. This is a vault door. Now, that being said,
Ornan puts the boot key in.
Well, before we do this, actually, Guy is going to, seeing how hard the door is to pick, he's going to raise up the visor of his helmet and he's going to look really closely at the door and he's going to use his new ability to peer between, and he can see through solid objects up to 30 feet for 1 minute. And he wants to see kind of what is in that vault.
Damn, that's handy, dude.
That's way cool.
Oh, also, Anybody who's close to me will notice that when he does that, he has too many eyes.
Oh dear!
I hate that.
And
I'm not
I know
looking.
there's like 3 on one side of his face and 2 on the other, and none of them match up, and they all have different colored irises, and he's got too many eyes on his face.
Yeah, nope. That's gross.
so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to move Guy's token. No, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm going to minimize. I'm going to play around here. You have how much feet? 30 feet?
30 feet.
Okay, I'm going to move you to the other side, but you're only going to have 30 feet of vision. Did that work?
Yes, it did.
I imagine he's just like peering in between the lock.
Okay.
with way too many eyes.
Yeah,
So,
like
hey,
all
why
of
don't-
his eyes focusing really hard.
Why don't you tell us what Guy sees, Matt?
So Guy sees what looks to be these pillars supporting the roof in here, and they're kind of oddly spaced, but I just see floor, I just see plants, I don't see anything of note here in this vault, but there's gotta be something cool.
As you are looking, you can see at the very edge of your vision what looks like some sort of a circular, or at least you can see like the corner of a circular, I guess circles don't have corners. You see the edge of a circular platform, what looks like in the kind of the center of this room. And that's kind of as far as you can see is the edge of some sort of a platform. But yeah, there are columns. Also, this room is full of fog and mist. I'm going to have you make a perception check. Difficulty 20.
Well, Guy got an 8.
That is all you can see.
All right. I can't communicate really, and I was like, I'll just move out of the way. I didn't see anything dangerous in there, so I'll just move out of the way and let Ornan break the door. Hopefully he doesn't roll a 1.
All right, here we go. I haven't been rolling great. A 17.
You put the boot key in, and...
Oh no. It's going to cause like concussive damage with the explosion of the lock, huh? Through the water.
You turn it, and there is a... poof. You know in like cartoons and stuff when depth charges go off? That is what you hear. The water moves because of the force of this blast inside of the vault door. It doesn't hurt you, but you feel it move you. You hear the sound blow past you, and Dainen's eyes get real big, and she turns around and looks back up the hallway.
Oh no.
Because the noise may have been loud enough to alert whatever was up one floor above you. But more importantly, not only does the door unlock, the door peels back and falls off of its hinge, landing with a thud on the floor before anybody moves.
I love that you found a graphic for that. That's really cool.
Before anybody moves, you can see now further into the chamber. You see more fog and mist in here than anywhere else in this structure. And it doesn't take long to recognize that the fog and the mist seems to be centered on that round platform or dais that seems to be centered in the middle of this columned vault. I need everybody to make perception checks, difficulty 20.
Cilvy is also at this point going to cast detect thoughts so she can hear everybody's thoughts at this point.
Also, Magram, you have to make it with disadvantage, which means normal, only because you can't see as far because your light doesn't go as far.
Got it. Okay, we'll just take that first number then.
Okay.
Guy got a 19, so close.
Ornan got an 18 with a +0.
Yeah, Magram would have had a 20, but with a normal roll, he's only got a 12.
Dainen got a 15, so she didn't make it either.
Cilvy's got an 11.
So this is what you guys see. Your rolls are not enough to pierce all the mist and fog in this room, but they are enough to hear the scrambling and clicking and scratching of something approaching you from the hallway. It sounds like something is coming down the stairs from the floor above. What are you guys going to do?
Guy will say, like, point to like here in the hallway. Do we want to fight anything here in the hallway, or do we want to go in the vault?
I think we should go in the vault. Yeah, I think we should go in the vault. I can even like command some water to kind of like freeze or flow backwards or something to kind of deter him. Maybe we can leave our sharks out front.
Ornan will swim just inside the room.
Dainen will go in as well. She's a few feet inside, so anybody who's staying in the hallway can still be kind of in the hallway and still be within her radius of warmth.
No, I'll go in with everybody else.
Okay. So how do you guys want to set up? Let's describe this for a second. There are columns all around in this room, multiple columns, probably like 30 or 40 columns. It looks like they're in rows, but they don't quite line up with the doorway. Maybe it's like I don't know, it's like a little off-centered for some reason. Like the hallway that you came through does not enter in the center of the room. It enters kind of off to the side. Dainen has moved about 10 feet into the room. She has got this 15-foot radius of warmth around her that you guys can't see, but you know when you're out of it. I imagine as you guys were swimming around, there were a couple times where maybe a hand or a foot kind of got a little too far away and you felt that frigid cold seeping into your limbs. So Dainen is looking around, kind of shrugs like, where do you want me? What do you guys want to do as far as setting up for whatever is coming? The Barracuda are staying in the hallway.
I feel like we have to protect her.
Yeah, I would point to like there's a column here that's kind of right inside the vault doorway. I would just point to have her right there. She's still within 15 feet of Ornan, who's on one side of this vault door, and I'm on the other side of this vault door. So I think that would be a decent place for us three to set up.
I'm going to post up right next to her.
Okay.
Sylvia's going to use Shape of the Water circa 2017 to create a couple of 5x5 ice blocks that are blocking the door.
Okay.
So this, so romantic.
It's going to it'll filter the door a bit, but it will not block the door completely. This is a big, like a massive vault door, but yeah, it'll definitely narrow the entrance into the room.
Cool.
That one looks vaguely like Sally Hawkins.
So are you thinking like something like that?
She could do two of them.
Yeah,
like
I can
that?
cast two of them, so like on both sides, so that way they have to come through like this. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, you create these 2 blocks of ice on either side of the hallway, narrowing the entrance into the vault to about 5 feet. You can see, I got to do this because now you guys can't see past those either. All right. As you guys move in here and create these blocks of ice, it narrows down the way into this vaulted chamber, and you can still see the Barracuda on the other side swimming in the hallway that are kind of they're treading water, for lack of a better term, I guess. Let me pull up something. There it is. Okay, and
I'll look at Magram and I'll be like, I'll point to my eyes and point to his eyes because he has the best view out that gap.
Okay. As you are watching and waiting for something to happen, you suddenly see at the far end of the hall, I think everyone can see this except for Magram can't quite see far enough with his light.
Oh no, Guy can't see anything out the hall.
Oh yeah, Guy's hiding behind. Okay, the only person. Okay, then who can see?
No one can see. I don't think anyone can.
No one can see. Oh, okay. All right. Then
everything's fine.
Then let me.
Everything is awesome.
While we're here, Guy will have like prepared to do an arcane bolt or arcane blast if that's possible.
Ornan is gonna summon Ethos as well.
Did that change your vision at all?
I can see.
Okay,
I can see clearly now.
We will get to that in a second.
Does it have a loincloth? I thought it had a loincloth.
Is it a graveler?
Well, that could be a loincloth or pubic hair. It's really hard to tell from this distance. Ornan motions 3 fingers up.
Well, you can talk to me. I detected your thoughts, so tell me what you want to do.
Oh dear. Think pure thoughts. Then 3. I see 3 things.
Oh,
I was gonna say that.
Okay.
That first one looked like the Nirvana baby, but like really weird.
Oh, wow.
Ornan, you can see between these 2 blocks of ice, you can see down at the end of the hallway, these two large, like 10, 12 foot large creatures have entered in. They are man-shaped in that they have 2 legs and 2 arms, but their arms are like extra long. They have long, sharp teeth. They have kind of a fringe mohawk of hair, and they have like flowing beard and mustache hanging down that kind of move with the water. They have a tiny scrap of like leather or fur or something around their waist and muscle. And Ornan, if you didn't know better, you would say this was a troll. But it's underwater, so it can't be a regular troll.
Maybe we can be really quiet and they'll think it was just the barracuda.
And Ornan, you also see coming in behind, you see another creature. It is smaller. It is, whereas these 2 creatures, these 2 big ones that came into the hallway, they're monstrous enough that that they just look like trolls. But the figure that comes behind has a little bit more humanoid shape to her. You can see a slightly feminine form, but similar features, only smaller.
That doesn't look slight to me.
She's got nipples.
Do men not have nipples?
I do. In cartoons. All right. You see that there is a smaller figure approaching behind. They all move with the grace of creatures that live underwater. And we are going to roll initiative.
Guy got a 14.
Cilvy got a 15.
Ornan got a 6.
And Margrim got a 9.
What? Is it Sunday afternoon? Because I'm making rolls for Sunday dinner.
Here we are in this chamber looking out into the hallway. You have got about halfway down the hall, you've got these 3 barracuda who are blocking it, protecting you, as 2 aquatic trolls and some sort of other creature come in, and the battle starts. And first off, we have Cilvy.
Cilvy is going to hold off, be real quiet. If something comes through or closer to the door, like through the barracuda, she'll ready an action to zap them with her fishing rod and see if she can dominate them. But at this point, she's just being quiet.
All right. Guy, it is your turn. You are hiding behind this block of ice. You can't see what is coming down the hall, but you can hear something. You can hear the scratching of like claws on the walls or on the floor or on the ceiling. Something is rushing down into this hallway.
Yeah, Guy will just prepare. He'll cast his arcane burst and hold it for the first thing that comes, aggressively through this gap.
All right. Dainen is going to also wait. She is actually no. Yeah. Okay. The barracuda have their own initiative. Dainen is going to wait. Margrim, what are you going to do?
Oh man. I suppose I will summon a Hinky Punk.
Nice.
Ooh.
So a weird kind of unearthly glow kind of emanates and drifts through the water, and then right over here in the entrance there, the soft, faint, adorable wisp-like creature of the Hinky Punk sits there waiting expectantly.
AKA the Sovereign's Hunger.
So now we have an ice block and then the Hinky Punk and then another ice block, completely blocking off this entrance into the vault.
Except I don't think the Hinky Punk,
he can't.
Yeah, Hinky Punk
true.
doesn't take up space like that.
That's true. All right, Margrim, is that your whole turn?
I think so. I think that's it for now.
Then it is now the Barracuda's turn. The 3 Barracuda are all going to swim up and attack that first troll. And because they have Reef Shark stats, they each get pack tactics for their 1 attack. All right. First one is going to attack with a natural 20.
Yes!
Barracuda.
That is going to be 2d8 plus 2. That's going to be 9 damage right off the bat. The second one
is that with crit damage?
That is with crit damage, yes.
Oh, it only rolls 1d? Okay.
Yeah, these are smaller than the shell sharks that you already fought. The second one hits with a 21 and is going to deal. That's going to deal 7 damage. And the last one is going to attack with advantage and miss completely. And that is the Barracuda's turn, and it is now the Troll's turn. The Troll is going to attack at the Barracuda 3 times, plus 7 to each of these hits. The first one is a bite, and then the second 2 are claw attacks. First attack is going to be a 13 is going to hit. That first Barracuda is going to deal with the bite. 1d6 plus 4. That's going to be 8 damage to the first Barracuda. And then we're going to have 2 claw attacks, and that is going to be a 13 and a 20. Both of those are going to hit, and that's going to be a total of 4d6 plus 8. It's going to be 22 damage. This first Barracuda is ripped asunder and
swimming with the fishes now.
And is gone. Yes. Okay, the first Barracuda is now gone.
It's got to be so confusing to be a fish mobster.
And then this troll
You're sleeping on the shoreline.
is going to move around the Barracuda, and that one of the Barracuda is going to attack it with a attack of opportunity as it leaves its threat range, and is going to deal some more damage, which is going to be 7 more damage to this creature, to this aquatic troll. Let's see. Okay. And then the troll is going to move down to the Hinky Punk and the blocks of ice and peer in and see Ornan and Magram, as well as the Hinky Punk. And now it is the other aquatic troll's turn. It is going to move up and take the other one's place, and it's going to attack another Barracuda. We have got first attack with a bite is going to only be an 11. That is going to miss. But then the 2 claw attacks, that is going to be a 12, which will hit, and an 18, which will hit. That's going to be 4d6 plus 8 damage again. That's going to be 20 damage, almost killing this second Barracuda in 1 round. And that is the aquatic troll's turn. And then we have the last creature.
The booby one.
The booby one. The booby one.
She boobed boobily.
Big booby aquatic troll. BBAT.
A bee bat.
A B-bat, yeah. I think I should get some points for that one.
Oh, yes, totally. And can I get at least 0.2 points for an assist on that?
I think that's fair, yeah.
All right. Magram and Ornan, you can see this creature as she moves forward. Oh, one more attack is coming. One more attack is going to come at her from one of these Barracudas with advantage, and it is going to... it's going to hit her with an 18, and it's going to deal some damage. 7 damage to her. First off, Ornan and Magram, I need you to make wisdom saving throws to avoid being frightened of this creature as she swims unnaturally towards you. She looks like a humanoid with elbows and wrists and knees and feet that move like a human should. But as she swims towards you, things move in weird ways. It glitches. Its elbows bend backwards, knees don't quite angle right, and it is disturbing enough that you very well might become frightened. So make that check. Guy, you have the banner, so
yes, you have. Everybody has advantage on being frightened.
You have advantage on this wisdom save.
Nice. Well,
or I guess
cool.
advantage against being frightened.
So I rolled a 6 and a 4.
Oh,
no.
Goodness. Magram got an 18.
You are frightened, Ornan. You can make that save again at the end of your turn, but you have disadvantage on that save if you can still see this creature. Let's see. Frightened gives you, I think, disadvantage on your
abilities
checks.
and attacks. And I can't move closer willingly.
Okay, very good. But that is just her presence. That's not even what she can do.
Well, I don't like that.
Ornan,
Yes.
make another wisdom saving throw as she locks eyes with you.
Is this a spell? Because I have, as a gnome, I get advantage on wisdom saves against spells.
This is not a spell. This is an ability.
Okay. Oh man, a 4.
Ornan,
I'm doing so good tonight, guys.
you're doing real bad. You feel, as she makes eye contact with you, a small smile creep across her face. Her eyes get large, and you drop to 0 hit points
Oh,
What the hell?
instantly. And that brings us
What?
to Ornan Opal Bleacher. Go ahead and make a death saving throw.
What the f?
oh. Well, that was unexpected, but here we go. That's an 11.
Success. Nice.
Everybody got a lot less happy. Wow.
That better have a recharge, Paul. Or be a once a day thing.
That's quite the ability.
I will tell you this. It can only be done to creatures that are afraid of it. And anyone who made the save, meaning Mogram, you are immune to being afraid of this creature for 24 hours.
Okay. Well, that's something. Okay.
Jeez, man.
Wow, Paul.
Ornan, with one death save success, we're going to finish that round and move back up to the top of the initiative order next time.
Wow.
Jeez. Oh, man.
Down here at the bottom of Stillwater Lake, in the bottom of some structure in a vault with aquatic trolls and some other creature coming at you, Ornan making death saves, and we're going to have to wait a whole week to find out what happens. Hey guys,
We're going
thanks
to have
for
to
playing.
wait too, though.
Yeah,
I
I'm so
know.
pissed. Our schedule is not conducive to this.
Well, I have faith in you guys. I have a ton of faith in you guys that you'll be able to figure something out. And anyway, scratch that. Thank you for playing. Thank all of you for listening. Don't forget, go check out our Discord, especially after this kind of an
We'll
ending.
have a
I
poll
imagine.
on what my next character should be.
Sure, let's do that.
Gemma's gonna be so heartbroken. I can't allow that.
and
I
so
can't
is- and
allow
s-
it.
And so is Gilda,
And Kino.
the dwarven
Gilderoy
brewer.
Lockhart?
Yeah.
And Dainen, you heartbreaker.
Hey, I haven't
Oh my
slept
gosh.
with any of them. Nobody has asked yet.
Except for
but-
Gemma.
Okay, that was true, and that we can get
And
into
you
that later.
at
We can get into that in a neighbor's
You got
potatoes.
to 2.5 bases with the brewer.
Well,
If Ornan
okay,
survives, we
You
can
got
get to that
tagged out by
later.
the shortstop.
You guys, hey, well, thank you for playing. Don't forget, if you guys are interested in listening to some more of this banter, your neighbor's potatoes, go check out our Patreon. If you become a patron at the $5 tier or above, you too can hear your neighbor's potatoes, our after show where we talk about this episode and the one that we recorded before. And until we get together next time, we hope Ornan doesn't die and that you have a great time.
Please, Jeebus, don't let Ornan die.